YouTubes, so if like me you have family in other parts of the country, the entire reading will be up. It usually takes about 5 videos to fit our rather lengthy reading, but Tiffany's been doing that for a while and we really appreciate that she helps those people who can't be with us to have a little bit of the ghost town poetry experience.
Let's hear it for her.
Tiffany,
But she's been doing it for several years, and I mean, it's really a big deal to put that kind of time in. So anyway, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat something I said a few moments ago because we have a few new people in the room. Be aware of the art around you. Don't lean on it. Make sure your chair is not hitting up against it. If you need to, scoot yourself away from it. And please, enjoy food and drink from the wine bar, but you cannot bring wine or other alcoholic beverages in front of the businesses and go between. It has to go through the doors in the back. The better and preferred bathroom is also in the bar, so if you need to use the bathroom, go through those red doors at the back and check out the bathroom. And our show this month is red. The theme was red. We have over 100 works from local artists, including many of the people that are in the room right now. Why don't we just, to make this quick, raise your hand if you're in the show. Some of them might be in the bar next door. I have something, Toni has something. Morgan, who you're going to hear from, has a piece. Lorraine is with us tonight. Lorraine Zawadny, and these lovely, the lovely fabric is Lorraine's. So so we're really proud and happy about the show, and we're very grateful to Leah Jackson, the owner of Angst Gallery, and Lise for having us. And here's Leah to say something.
I just wanted to announce we have a new workshop series we're doing that. Well, they're sold out at the moment, but I just want everyone to be aware that they're happening. We will be featuring different artists, and I will be pairing wine with the artists we select, so you'll learn a bit about wine, you'll learn about the artist, you'll make a great piece of art, take it home, it won't look like everyone else's. So if you're interested in that, you should get on our email list, or Chris will send it out on Facebook. But you're all welcome when they're not booked, right? Yes, that's a great problem to have.
So I might not have said this, I'm Christopher Luna. I founded the series in 2004. My wife and partner in all things, Toni Partington, who's also my co-host, is holding up the happy hour, which is extended for this evening. Also not on this list right now is a shandy for $4. So if that's your thing, shandy for $4. It's a kind of a beer. I don't really know. Rattler Shandy, yeah. So just so you know, and please, we greatly outnumber the people that are here to help us next door, so be kind to them and tip them and be nice, and I think you'll find that you get great service, and we've got some great deals here. So anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so welcome to Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic. We have a lot of business to attend to this evening. So many announcements and amazing things going on in the community. So strap yourself in for that. That's always a part of what we do here, but there's a lot of them tonight. And so if you're out there with some kind of community event or poetry-related event that you would like us to know about, I'm encouraging those people to make their own announcements about their own stuff when they get up here, just because I'm going to be making a shitload of announcements tonight. So just so that things go smoothly, feel free to toot your own horn. We can't wait to hear about what you got going on. So next month, because I like to occasionally start the reading with a poem by someone else to get one out into the air, next month Washington State Poet Laureate Todd Marshall will be returning to Vancouver. He's been here before, and he only has another couple of months left to his term. One of the things that he did as a project was something called Washington 129. It's an anthology which I'm holding up, and also there will be a digital component to be coming soon, and he'll have those books, and he'll be encouraging people in the local area. Myself and George Thomas are in the book. Tony's in the digital version. We may have some other people in the digital version that we don't know about to read that night from the book. So one of the things that I was excited about this book, and there are people from all over the state, is that he got a poem from Tom Robbins. I'm probably not the only Tom Robbins fan in this room, so I thought I would read Tom's poem to you as a way to say good evening and to get you and to wet your whistle for Todd Marshall's reading next month, and that will be October 12th. If you're not able to join us after the break tonight, come back on October 12th. Okay, and Tom Robbins' poem in the book is called Stick Indians. You'll never really see them, and there's nothing left behind to identify them in the labs of DNA. And that footprint beneath your window, where in the night you saw a shadow of a shadow of a shadow on the pane, just a heron with a gimpy leg, or some scarecrow run away to search for love. When the owl suddenly freezes on its perch atop the fir, little ears cocked like nacho chips, waiting for the cheese, you yourself will listen hard, but only hear a scratching, a clawing, and a rasping of the wind that wants to jimmy your locked door. It's said they're a tribe of hermits. Who ever heard of such a thing? Professors from the University of Mud. On paths of old mischief, they steal down from the hills, bird nests for moccasins, broken twigs like scratchy vowels spelling out their names. While anthropology prays for day to break and bring an end to nights it can't explain, you have to ask, where are they then? And are they any different from the rain? Well, they seem to have an interest in all the things you do when you suspect no one is around. And somehow you know they're out there, beyond the porch light's reach, in the brambles, in the hedge, out behind the woodpile, where they certainly appear to feel at home. You imagine them raw and willowy, you picture them splintered and dry, you imagine them witch brooms come to life. But no matter how you picture them or joke that they're your friends, you can't begin to grasp the shtick of stick. The Stick Indian Casino is in your skull, and you've already lost. Tom Robbins, Washington, Montana. All right, so to begin this evening, so that she is able to concentrate on making you look good on the YouTubes, we're going to welcome Tiffany Burba.
Thank you. Who's making the whistle sound like that? Oh, Mr. Ian. So last year, in fact, a year ago, I put out my book, Meet Me Where I Left You. I've done a lot of reading, so I'm going to read 2 more poems from this book, and then I probably won't read from it for quite some time. So these are poems I haven't read before. And then I have one last New York poem for a very long time. So this one's called How to Survive New York. Limit the number of days you spend in the city. More days equals more damage to your body. Take only comfortable shoes. Despite the town's reputation for fashion, real New York City women carry a pair of comfortable shoes in their bag. Do as many free things as possible. This helps with costs, and there are lists of free things to do. Learn about the subway and the buses. If you're traveling on the weekend, note the trains run differently and are infrequent. Eating out can be very expensive, but the city has cheap, delicious eats everywhere. Make friends with the locals. They know the best places to eat. Avoid tourist spots unless you really want to be a tourist. Make friends so the next time you return, they can show you all the things you missed the first time around. And last but not least, give yourself a day to recover once you return. You may go through your visit like a native New Yorker, but the second you return home, that is when the city really kicks you. New York is like a beer with a whiskey chaser. You are the beer, the city is the chaser.
Yeah.
And this poem is called Running in Central Park. Autumn leaves cover the ground of Central Park. The runners are out in masses. Green t-shirts, numbers safety pinned to chests. The line to the porta potties is short, as there are plenty. They herd the runners and line us up by our numbers. The race starts when we make our way to the starting line. This takes 8 minutes. There it is, that feeling of being a part of something connected to so many people with the same goal. We run, they run faster than me. I savor the entire 5 miles, watch the leaves fall from the trees as the sun highlights the path to the finish. My brother and sister wait for me, cheer me on for the last few steps. Leaves fly from the shuffle of my worn feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my last New York poem for quite some time.
It's called Goodbye to Another Dream, and I just wrote this morning, so it will need some edits, but this dream was so strong, waking me in the middle of the night to sweet smells of dirty streets, to the sound of horns, whistles, to languages I didn't understand, to forward movement that leads me to sell my childhood home, to my first book of poetry set against the architecture of the city. But dreams fade. Circumstances change and life takes you in a different direction, where Saturdays are all about Sophia. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, doesn't seem like a death sentence. Where you're paid what you are worth, to spring shows with your grown children, and late summer concerts with friends. Monday evening, watching old Prince concerts. Coffee dates in the spring, summer, winter, and fall. During visits to the pumpkin patch, navigating the corn maze. To carving jack-o'-lanterns and roasting the seeds. To early morning breakfast with old friends and late night whiskey shared with poets. To a community of kind hearts that make the world brighter with brilliant words, colorful art, and beautiful song. I have traded, replaced, and renegotiated so many of my big dreams to accommodate the needs of others. New York was all for me, all about my own needs and desires and ideas for my life. I realized that as much as I wanted those things, to be only concerned about myself was not who I was ever destined to be. So I say goodbye to New York as I keep you close to my heart, weave you into the fabric of my being. The Northwest had a stronger hold on me than I ever could have imagined. It's shown me the possibility, everything I would have to give up or trade in for something of lesser value. I appreciate the Northwest's fight to keep me here. She gave it all she had, seduced me in a way I didn't think possible. I guess it's now time to find a new dream. Thank you.
So microphones make most people nervous, including people who are big hams and including people who have been doing it for 30 or 40 years. So I wanted to acknowledge Scott Yeager, one of the poets in our community, who's also a musician and knows his way around a microphone and a microphone stand. So if you get up here and you feel completely freaked out, Scott will help you. But I also thought that I would remind you that right here, there's something that you can unscrew if you want this to go back and forth, and then you bring your hand around the front and you can make it go in that direction. And another thing that doesn't happen here a lot but is totally acceptable is for you to squeeze that and take it off of the stand if that's more comfortable for you. If that makes you feel like you can move around a little bit more, that's totally okay with us. So just do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And if you feel uncomfortable, Scott is here to save the day for you, okay? And thank you, Scott, for offering to do that. Okay, so our next reader is going to be Stella. So let's give Stella a warm welcome.
Say goodbye to Hannah's chestnut tree. On Hannah's wedding day, Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, only its remaining huge stump accommodates your thoughts. Your swing set slacks aside for a closure. Say goodbye to your chestnut tree, Hannah. Outside your bungalow home, the hidden loquat tree feeds you. When you undress the fruit's furry skin, you hush away a layer of thin frost. Say goodbye to your chestnut tree, Hannah. Eva, your Australian terrier, pants while taking her morning walk outside away from her 6 newborn puppies. Say goodbye to your chestnut tree, Hannah. Harrowcake flax flourishes everywhere. Tui birds flock for the nectar and fly away intoxicated. Say goodbye to your chestnut tree, Hannah. Lupins in the middle become invasive. Their mindful takahe run in a cluster. Say goodbye to your chestnut tree, Hannah. Low tides in the Takamatu Bay. Your dad finds from the crevices a limpid shell. You eat it on sight, raw, delicious, and crunchy. Say goodbye to your dad, Hannah. Thank you.
I notice we have a lot of people standing, so I'm going to take a quick moment to say that there's a chair here. There's one over here. Are there any other empty chairs? Raise your hand if you've got an empty chair next to you. Okay, so a few of those people standing at the back can come and find a seat if they want. And I need to adjust the mic for our next reader, so you have a few seconds to come up here. Dane Deloitte, who's been here before and who we enjoy very much, is going to be doing live solo piano at the Camas Farmers Market on September 20th. Please say hello to our friend Dane.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dane. I got a couple pieces. I'm going to keep it to two. These are pieces from my next book. Actually, yes, this is called Bubble Blurb. So the sounds I'm making at the beginning are supposed to be imitating bubbles. I've never done that in public. So. Fish blub, that barracuda cunning from under the depths where the beach used to be wet. Now they are the seaweed beds, warm and fertile in sand and silt, that coral built with skeletal remains. To take back the dry land, man has mined for minerals for millennia, land rape, accepted that made the earth cry and spit geysers in magnetic magma melts, a new course, a new coast, through her heated sand, like a looking glass, looking at mirror reflections against the nebula behind Aurora Borealis. The start to paint a chalice, first full of clear, clean, cold water, giving to the king to quench his thirst, after subduing the coastal tribe. Some swam the slave ships so they'd stay alive, but so many floated. Their burnt skin was bloated from being living human beings to being those who have been demoted to biologies, cycles encoded. Waves bring debris from mountaintops, torn apart by raindrops. How proud the granules are between the tides in the web of life where we all reside.
Yeah.
As I said, I'll be playing at Camas Farmers Market on Wednesday. Selfish plug if you need a flyer, if you need the music. This is actually an instrumental album, so I had to write linear notes to go into the book to explain the emotion and the temperament of the album. So these are linear notes explaining the songs in brief paragraph form. It's not as strict as haiku, but it's a good listener. Sarah made linear notes. Though I sat at your side for years, silent only, reading now and listening, I submit, Sarah made. Number 1, water tension. The last drop to dissipate and splash, or encircle meniscus, or slide down the side of a glass. Aside, doing dishes after grits and bacon. Love making that we chose not to mention. Number 2, total stranger love. It was totally strange here, Only strangers could share the unfamiliarity of compartmentalized air, as out of the corner of sideways you stare, not accidentally, that you are looking at their love, looking at love there. It's like number 3, grits and bacon. Number 4, haberdashery. She drew in close to cuddle through inspiration she never knew about places she will grow, or how much she grew, has grown, is growing. Number 5, gelatinous. She didn't understand Daddy's self-doubt, that he had left the genes to stand out. And now we only cradle her as she goes forward to educate the labelers. She's not of mixed blood, only of mixed love, loving her ways, loving them always just because. Number 6, tomato blossoms. Who transplanted buds immune to their gloom? They loved the rain and gave yellow blossoms in turn that smelled fertility, fuzzy, fragrant, and sweet fruit. And it was good to turn into sauces. Number 7, burning bush. It started between the behemoth desert sanders and the sawdust encircling the wind to show gust and test your faith, sure enough. It's the wilderness against your nature. You pushed until the words were given back, the water tension from the burning bush. Number 8, already there, the road was winding up to the mountaintops, and the van packed out so there was no time to stop and see where the sludge stopped and the clouds met the steep. I had love for the dregs where the industry seeps, but now I live here where the rivers run deep. Number 9, invisible tank. 2 waterfalls folded in the pond, the landscape culture, the knowledge, the genre, rooted genes, rooted in between the know-how of how unknown we are. Items numbered of human skew, skewn into soon, being again residue. Pledging on cue, all that you have left is patience. Patience for Dane. I felt the loss of innocence. A punished child for being beautiful and talented. Could I take those scars away for you? If only I could. And now we both heal together and apart. We always took bench strolls when you couldn't walk, and now we pick up phones and don't have time to talk about love. And the way in life we may have just missed. Life could be gone quick in a wind gust, a heart lust or a trip. But for now, we are still kept apart, left adrift. Finally adrift. Number 11. We wound up at the beach, but someone had already put circles in the sand. We only had to follow the surf pounding to recreate the sea level surge. My son had just met the ocean. Stranger love beyond words.
Thank you, Dane. And as Dane mentioned, it'll be at the Chemist Farmers Market on Wednesday, the 20th, right? Yes. Wednesday the 20th. So our next poet has been coming to the reading series since he was 4 years old. Please say hello to Angelo Luna.
That works. Okay, so this one was a real stream of consciousness kind of thing, and it's entitled, "An Ouroboros is a snake that eats its own equality." Replay. Hit that note. Show 'em who's boss. How is that? How are you? The way we are is the way we must be to live on the way we have been. Is that a good thing? Who knows? Who knows? But a silver lining. Everything is turning red. The world is burning, and some are ready to burn with it. Who will burn with me? Submerged in fire, we all sit, contemplating our own demise. Our own pain instead of following the ones before and after us, helping. Ancestry is important, but bloodline is fake. The only importance of blood is when it is spilled. Two polar opposites, birth and death, part of an equilibrium. Both are filled with pain. Both are beautiful. Have you ever heard of postpartum depression? Neither have I. It is the realization that you will never do anything more beautiful than this except die and let another soul return to matter in the cosmos where it belongs. The bliss of coming to terms with sorrow is something rarely seen from the outside. They say when one dies, they lose their consciousness, but that isn't true, is it? The conscious mind is an interesting thing. Most people think of it, but not in terms of themselves. There are two extremes in the world: doom mentality. Every single little wrong will lead to death and chaos and destruction. And then superhero mentality. None of your actions have consequences. Both of these are equally stupid and self-centered, but somehow keep the world in check. The ones in the middle, swimming in the gray area, are the ones with the real problems, constantly worried, analyzing, trying their hardest to switch sides when there are no sides left to switch to. Just endless curves on a massive circle.
All right, and now please say hello to Alex.
Woo!
Hey everybody. First off, I have an announcement. Next month, my debut chapbook of poetry is coming out, so woo! I'll be having a release/book launch reading on the 20th of October at Morgan Hutchinson's The Greenhouse. And Morgan will be reading, Scott will be reading, Livia Montana, who's not here tonight, will be reading, and I'll be reading. So look forward to that. And then I'm going to be reading a couple poems from that book tonight. I have no idea which one to read, so pick a number between 4 and 30. 27. 27, okay. Right? So this is the current/edited version of the poem that was on the buses. So this is the full current version. It's titled now it's titled Camille, after Camille by Edita Salac, which is a painting that this was inspired by. She never felt like her name fit her. He felt the same. She lets her son dress up in leftover pastels, does not scorn him when he twirls in a dress, only laughs and notes the skirt's shape as it swirls. An opening flower, the pink of a cheek, her own and his. Her father taught her how to garden so that she may cultivate a rare child. In daylight, he imagines he's a giant creaking in the breeze, covered in bark with pits and pockets perfect for empty nesting. In the neon of night, he calls himself Camilla, for flower, for mother. He bathes a stage somewhere in the city with pollen and petals. Stretched, he reaches for a spotlight sun before collapsing into a bough. Yeah. Another number? Between 4 and 30? 17. 17, okay. Let's see. Which one's it gonna be? Okay, this one's a long one, so this will be the last one. Okay, this is the one I'm not gonna read in front of my parents at the reading.
You have to hear it.
Right? It's called Grips Are Fleeting Things. 1. You are sour. We sit soaking in the school fire sprinklers, listening to the music playing in our heads. We almost fuck, but you leave and I spend the rest of my life wondering. 2. Your hair is black like oxidized, polished iron. Blades curved deadly across crown. Brave fingers pull back in circles, a mimicry of fingerprints dancing around metal. They're careful not to catch themselves. Your hair distracts me from the panic of school, summer, and first loves ending. I yawn and shudder. The shakes break in tides against your sturdy body. I am tired but want to listen more about your pet turtles and the houses you grew up in. I don't kiss you despite how much I want to. Some savage part of me wants to eat your hair, to gain its properties, to feel the beauty it brings. But I'd rather feel your beauty falling across my nose, tickling, than forfeit it. 3. Plump hips rock the cracked particle board IKEA bed frame. You needed a place to sleep, and I was leaving. Cupcake tattoo on fat brown ass, cherry on top, so are you. I escaped my panic in the solace of the small of your back, nascent shelter. Take me out of this unemployed student debt identity crisis. Fuck the stagnation out. 4. Teach me not to fall in love. Teach me how to take it up the ass. Teach me how to discover new bodies. Teach me how to come like you do, shaking and curling up like a dying beetle. Tell me about the latest sex toys. Explain what is happening in my brain while you stimulate different parts of my body. Show me how much pleasure can come from exploration. 5. You hang low from my bony fingers, pinball back and forth, knuckle and tongue, round and wet in crevice webbing, a place where you are only mine. But grips are fleeting things. 6. Meet me in a strange hotel, say nothing. Pretend no time has passed. Wear a suit, it can be old, it doesn't have to fit. Comb your Disney prince hair. Present your horns. Lie to me about your day. Don't tell me about the other people you have fucked. Don't tell me about your boyfriends, or especially the one that took you sailing. Just shut up and lay me like you're straight and monogamous. 7. Your cock is like the last page of a very good book. I have to cover the last few lines with my hand so my eyes don't accidentally skip ahead and spoil the ending. Thank you.
Eventually, and then whatever. All right. Hey, hello.
Hi, Toni.
Wow, there are a bunch of people in the back. Any other empty chairs anywhere? Oh, there's a chair here, and there's room on the couch back there. So please feel free. Come on down if you want. And are there other chairs somewhere in the back? Folded chairs? Okay, you're okay? All right, good.
Check in with people during the break and see how things
Sure.
shake out. Yeah.
Welcome. Hello, everybody. Really good to see you. And I want to make an announcement, so I'm going to just do this, and then we'll get back into the reading. How many of you have seen the poems on the buses in Clark County? Oh, yeah. All right. So this is old news, right? We are really excited to announce the submission process for this next round. The submission process opened up around the first part of September. The last day to submit is the 23rd, which is a week from this coming Saturday. So you have 9 days to get your poems together and get them submitted. I have the sheets here that tell you everything you need to know, hopefully, about how to do it, when to do it, how to format the poems, where to send them, how long they can be, and so on. And I will be passing these around. But we're really excited because this particular round, which we're calling Seasons, this is season 5, so this is the adult, not the student version. So this is open to anyone over the age of 18 and over. So, yay. So anyway.
And they have to be Clark County.
And they have to be Clark County well, yes, they have to be residents of Clark County, Washington. So you can live anywhere in the county, but we want to see your work, and we're really excited about getting these poems up in the buses again. The announcement after we go through this process will come out probably, my guess is by sort of the end of October, beginning of November. We'll be ready to announce the winners of this. There are 10 winners, so get your work going and get them submitted. And so I'm going to go ahead and start these around, and as I do that, I'm going to invite up our next reader, Doug Westberg, who has some music for us tonight. Come on up, Doug.
Hello. My name's Doug Westberg. I brought a song. I'm in the process of writing an album which is going to be titled I Get the Blues. I've got 9 songs so far. I also brought my poetry book, which I figured out how to bind nicely, more so than I ever have been able to before. It looks like that. Come see me if you want one. I'll sign it for you. There, $10 your best offer. So anyway, begging your indulgence, I would like to read a quick poem from here and then go to the song. Let's do this one. This is short. This is called The Weapon. Her stubbornness squeezes me like wet ropes. You might as well carve obsidian arrowheads with your spit as negotiate with a 6-year-old. First it was let me finish my juice. Now, the bus 2 minutes away, it's I don't want to go to school. An explosion severs the brittle air like lightning, hitting the ground a block away. Hollow point words shatter her isinglass armor. There is a bomb crater where her face used to be. By the time she gets off the bus, she will have forgotten it like a summer squall. I will spend the rest of the day smelling like gunpowder. This first Friday in October, I'm going to be at the ant farm in Sandy. I get to play for 3 hours in conjunction with the First Friday Sandy and the NAMI Art Fair. The third Wednesday in October, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to be featured at the Paper Tiger open mic in Joyce's music and poetry series. And September 22nd, I'm going to be playing at the benefit for Pay It Forward, and I'm going to be entertaining the kids while they paint pumpkins. So, and here's the song, and I can't tell you what it is, what the name of it is, because then it would spoil the punchline. Keep the shades pulled down. and the curtains drawn. I keep the shades pulled down and the curtains drawn. And I don't open them again until the sunlight's gone. I still remember your face in the dingy light. I still remember your face in the dingy light. The tear-stained cheeks, and the look of fright. That's how I want to remember you. Now you're gone, all I want to do is just be left alone to be what you made me. I never go to the mailbox. There's nothing there for me. I never go to the mailbox. There's nothing there for me. I sleep in the easy chair. And watch the bad TV. I listen to the telephone until the ringing stops. I listen to the telephone until the ringing stops. I'm afraid it's for me. And I'm afraid it's not. That's how I remember you. Now you're gone, all I want to do is just be left alone to be what you made me. I get the old albums out, look at the photographs. I get the old albums out, look at the photographs. Take out the ones of us and cut each one in half. That's how I remember you. Now you're gone, all I wanna do is just be left alone to be what you made me. What you made me. What you made me. Thank you very much.